The suspect that led police on a chase that killed his child in Baton Rouge is now facing a higher bond.
And Governor John Bel Edwards says he's frustrated that he's having to call for a special session to resolve the budget.
And looking at those daily rain chances over the next several days, you'll need to keep the umbrella. A few more could be on the return this afternoon. Your forecast coming up.
Sponsored by Nissan of Lake Charles. At your service with news for Southwest Louisiana. This is 7 News Sunrise.
Good morning, 5:30 on this Friday, June 2nd. I'm John Bridges.
And I'm Brittany Glazer. Thanks for joining us for 7 News Sunrise. Meteorologist Ben Terry has our all-important weekend forecast. So many events happening outdoors. Some could be weather dependent.
It is that time of year, but it's also that time of year that we have to kind of look toward the sky for those daily rain chances, especially as we get closer to the summer months. And we'll see likely some of those returning to our area today. 76 the temperature out there. Very humid. We have a lot of low cloud cover over the area. Some of that's coming down to ground level and resulting in some fog, causing some visibility problems for commuters. Here's a look at the current visibility right now. As of 5:30, we've got down to 2-mile visibilities, Oakdale, DeRidder, DeQuincy, and even some of that getting closer to the Lake Charles area. In fact, our DeRidder Skycam showing how some of that could be affecting your commute out there. You can see looking off toward the courthouse, those clouds are getting a little lower to the ground. So we'll look for that to be a potential out there. The good news is, though, rain for the most part is holding off. In fact, here's a look at the radar loop now over the past couple of hours. We've had some coastal showers down around Cameron Parish sort of coming to an end right now. Not a lot of redevelopment across our area as we head out this morning, so largely unaffected by rain for now. That may not be the case, though, by this afternoon. We'll have a closer look at that forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
We start this half hour with a developing story. A judge has increased the initial bond set for the man accused of hitting and killing a 12-year-old boy during a Baton Rouge police chase.
32-year-old Joshua Hilton's bond is now more than $300,000. He's booked with manslaughter, reckless operation, and unauthorized use of a vehicle. Those charges are only related to the death of 12-year-old Sammy Lee. More charges could come as state police continues its investigation. Police say the boy was hit by Hilton's truck when he tried to cross the road. Authorities say the chase began after an officer shot Hilton during a narcotics investigation. According to the probable cause report, the vehicle Hilton was driving was reported stolen from Oklahoma, though he told police he paid $10,000 for the truck. Hilton's rap sheet includes drugs, stolen guns, and running from police. Last year, he was arrested after officials found drugs, a stolen gun, and more than $36,000 in his home. The district attorney in Baton Rouge confirms he's facing 2 pending felony drug charges. Family and friends of Sammy Lee gathered to remember and celebrate his life. People have been placing balloons and flowers at the site where he was hit and killed. People at the vigil say they were not going to focus on his death, but rather on how he lived, saying he was a bright young man with a big smile and an even bigger heart.
Just know that he was a good kid in every aspect of it. He was an angel here on earth, and that's how I know he's fine where he is now.
Lee's mother, Michelle Terrence, says she wants answers about exactly what happened before her son was killed.
Investigators are offering a $50,000 reward for anyone with information leading to an arrest in the death of an armored truck company worker in New Orleans. The FBI and police are releasing few details. They did say that the armored truck workers and the gunman exchanged fire near a drive-through ATM lane at a bank. Investigators have not released the name of the victim and also have not said if any cash was stolen, but they did say the money was the gunman's goal.
It's a brazen attack on actually 3 individuals that were armed. So there's a joint investigation going on. We're going to be very aggressive and make sure that we find the perpetrators who did that. But again, we rely on the public to give us a lot of help.
There were cameras surrounding the ATM drive-through, but police didn't say if they will release that video to the public. Governor John Bel Edwards calling for a special session of the legislature after the House and Senate passed 2 different versions of the budget.
Sometimes they're absolutely essential. We shouldn't have to have a special session to get a budget, however, because this is a fiscal session, and I'm not saying that we will. Right now, the way the budget is, I will never sign it. It's a non-starter.
The governor calls the need for the special session frustrating and costly. The regular session ends Thursday, June 8th. The special session would begin a half hour after the regular one ends. Facing a likely defeat, a bill that would toughen standards for the TOPS program drops out. The proposal would have raised the required grade point average for students from 2.5 to 2.75. The change would have taken effect in 4 years. The lawmaker behind the bill says he'll work with a planned study group on recommendations for how Louisiana should dole out awards for the $300 million scholarship program. Lawmakers agreed to expand an already existing law that would help terminally ill patients use robotic devices. The idea was promoted by former Saints player Steve Gleason. He has ALS and uses similar technology to speak. The devices will help those who are unable to write or talk. The Right to Try Act also gives patients access to experimental drugs and treatments. The plan is now headed to the governor's desk.
Up next, a McNeese student who was on his way to Manchester, England when a deadly terrorist attack happened at a concert venue. We'll hear from him about his experience in the city.
And the LSU softball team's quest for its first College World Series title continues. 5:36. This is 7 News Sunrise on KPLC.
To capture something amazing, you need to be in the right place at the right time. With the 7 Storm Team Skycam network, we can be everywhere so that you see what we see, from DeRidder to Cameron. 7 Skycam Cameron is sponsored by Nichols.
I've been shopping for the best deal on a new appliance. I've checked online, sales papers, and the prices keep changing.
We have a new computer.
I got this one. We have a special computer in the store that checks the prices of our competitors every day to make sure we got the best deals on everything that you need.
Thanks, that makes it easy.
That's what we do.
I told you I had it covered.
Come to CNC Home Appliances for the best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed.
I used to think news is news, but it's not. There's a big difference between local broadcast news and the rest. See, local stations connect my community on every device, with no bias like on cable shout shows and social media. For news I can trust, I stay local.
My role here at 7 News differs from day to day. I wear a lot of hats. I'm a reporter, I am an anchor, sometimes I'm working behind the scenes on production or helping another reporter with one of their stories. I kind of do a little bit of everything, and I really like that. Not only will that help me further along in my career, but I'm called upon every day to do something different. And I like coming to work not knowing exactly what my day looks like.
Jillian Corder, weekdays 1st at 4 on KPLC 7 News.
What I love about Raycom Media is the opportunity to grow within Raycom.
I would describe the Raycom Media culture as a team. It's definitely like a family here.
Everyone is working with you and for you and helping you, and it helps you to be a better person.
It's such a teaching environment. It's such a positive teaching environment.
I love people's passion to want to deliver a quality product to their viewers.
We want you to be successful. We want you to keep moving up, and we want to create opportunities for you.
To capture something amazing, you have to be at the right place at the right time. With the 7 Storm Team Skycam network, we see everything, showing you the best and worst of Mother Nature. And traffic like you've never seen it before. So many views from so many places. You can see Southwest Louisiana never stops. On air, online, all from above. The 7 Storm Team Skycam network is sponsored by Billy Navarre Chevrolet Cadillac Honda Hyundai.
5:39, looking at the commute cast for today. Low rain chances for the morning hours will carry just a 20% possibility, and the chances for those will be mainly along the coastal area. So if you're heading out the door this morning to work and school, keep in mind that there could be some issues with fog, so make sure to use those low beam headlights. By this afternoon, the chances of rain going up to about a 40% coverage there of some widely scattered afternoon showers. A live look at our Westlake Skycam this morning showing 74 degrees as traffic is moving along. We'll have a look at that 7-day forecast in just a couple minutes.
5:39, and a McNeese student on his way home to Manchester when he heard of the bombing at an Ariana Grande concert in England, killing 22 people.
KPLC's Kayla Corbell spoke to the student as he remembered what it was like when he first found out what was happening in his hometown. A pretty powerful conversation, Kayla.
It was. Brad Travis, an upcoming senior at McNeese State University, was heading home to Manchester for the summer when the attack happened. Travis took a flight from Houston to London. He says it wasn't until he was on his departing flight from London to Manchester that he heard about what had happened.
I was flying from London then up to Manchester, and I got on the plane, and one of the air hostesses just asked me if I knew what had happened in Manchester. And just by the way she kind of said it, I kind of thought maybe a terrorist attack, and she said there's been an attack. I don't really know much about it, but there's been a terrorist attack, and so then I was kind of just left there.
Travis said he wasn't worried about being on the plane because he didn't know the extent of what had happened until he got into the city. He had friends at the concert, none of which were injured, but he says things are very different in Manchester. Coming up in the next half hour, he tells us what the city is looking like after the attack. John and Brittany.
All right, thanks, Kayla. 5:40, and here are the latest listings on the Sunrise Job Find.
A maintenance supervisor is needed to develop and manage preventive and repair maintenance programs, and a DCS ethylene board operator is needed to perform or assist in the shutdown of assigned plants and facilities. You can apply in person at the Business and Career Solutions Center. It is located at 2424 3rd Street in Lake Charles. Ben's got your forecast for the weekend ahead coming up.
See what your rain chances are today and well into the weekend. Live sky cam from Westlake. It's 74. This is 7 News Sunrise on KPLC. It's 5:41.
Nestled under the historic Sallier Oak, the Imperial Calcasieu Museum preserves our rich past and explores the future of visual art. Step back in time as you discover centuries of Imperial Calcasieu history. Then step into the Gibson Barham Gallery to experience the diverse works of contemporary and traditional artists.
Branch Out Summer Arts Camp offers students in kindergarten through 8th grade sessions in drawing, painting, printmaking, sculpture, and more.
Arts education and cultural preservation, the Imperial Calcasieu Museum. KPLC and the Diamond Durrell's Diamond Team want to make your day sparkle. Enter our giveaway and you could win a Ronaldo Power of Prayer bracelet valued at $70. Log on to KPLCTV.com and click on the contest page to enter today.
For all your mattress needs, stop by and visit us at any one of the Mattress Joe locations, because Mattress Joe saves you money!
KPLCconnections.com, your link to Southwest Louisiana. We're bringing you the latest news and events from McNeese State University in the McNeese Spotlight. Find the McNeese Spotlight every other Thursday in 7 News Sunrise. The McNeese Spotlight is sponsored by Sasol.
Here's another great restaurant from the Coca-Cola Restaurant Guide on KPLCTV.com. Fresh ingredients make Round Top Burger House in Westlake the place for a great classic burger or specialty burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, and salads. Try our seafood dinners with homemade tartar sauce, and it all goes better with an ice-cold Coke. From home-style cooking to upscale dining, Southwest Louisiana knows great food tastes better with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Find hundreds of local restaurants on KPLCTV.com. Just click on the Coca-Cola Restaurant Guide.
When something important happens, you want to feel connected, informed, included. So when news breaks, we're here. KPLC 7 News, Southwest Louisiana's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life, we are 7 News, always here for you, always at your service. Wherever you are, we are. Download the 7 News Now app today. KPLC and the City of Lake Charles invite you to celebrate downtown at sundown. Join the fun this Friday with food, drinks, and music by Whiskey South. From the 7 Storm Team, your first alert weather with meteorologist Ben Terry.
Well, not as rainy to start this morning, as we'll have this potential for some fog for folks out on the roads, but those scattered showers will be returning, especially this afternoon. Chances of that will go up a little higher even for the upcoming weekend. Looking at visibilities right now, we're still seeing fog being the biggest problem, especially areas north of I-10, north of US 190. That's where we have those visibilities a little lower as you head out this morning. Looking at our Skycam view at traffic this morning, not seeing any slowdown. 74 there on the Westlake Skycam. You kind of see those low clouds though over Lake Charles, yet to have really approached ground level though, so we're not really seeing any major visibility issues from I-10 southward. North of there though, we see a reduction there in the visibilities. Grab the rain gear, though, before you head out this morning. You may need the umbrella at some point today. There's a chance for rain that will go back up as we head on into the afternoon, but much quieter view on the radar now. We got some showers and thunderstorms out over parts of Mississippi. It's actually resulted in some flash flood warnings up around the Tupelo, Mississippi area. Then back over into Texas, we have more rain and storms. These are all slow moving, and that's what we're talking about into tomorrow and the threat that we'll have with some of the storms that could arrive, especially on Saturday. Slow movers, and that means that we could have some localized areas that could pick up a good bit of rain tomorrow that could result in a little bit of flash flood threat as we head toward this weekend. Widespread rain amounts, though, should not be great enough that we have any major issues out there. It's just those slow-moving storms. 76 right now is our temperature. By this afternoon, we're up to 87 for the high, 88 there in Lake Sulphur and in DeQuincy, 89 today in DeRidder. And hour by hour, our rain chances start off low, but they will go up. In fact, by noon, we're at 40%, and that carries us all the way through just about sunset. Here's our high-resolution feature radar, which is keeping those showers off the coastline most of the morning, and then as temperatures warm up with the daytime heating in place, that's going to set at the atmosphere and make it a little more unstable and settled, and showers and storms will likely result from that, and we'll see these bubbling up across the area. Futurecast keeping the higher amounts here off from Lafayette East, but don't be surprised if you're getting out of work today or coming home from work today at 5 o'clock and there are still some storms lingering, most of the activity there ending near sunset. Your tropical update, we are in hurricane season after all, and the only system we've been tracking is out over the eastern Pacific, and this one's moving into Mexico now, turning back into a tropical depression. This is Beatriz that moved onshore last night. Again, that's a Pacific name. The moisture associated with that, though, is going to be funneling up into the Gulf of Mexico through the weekend, and that's also going to be what helps to result in some additional rains. But I will say the models have shown the central core of this tropical moisture may stay off just to our east, and that will keep those heavier flooding rains likely from becoming quite as threatening for southwest Louisiana. We've just got those daily rain chances that will be on the increase a bit more as we go into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because we'll have this warm, soupy air mass over us each day. High rain chances all the way through next week. Finally, by Tuesday night, Wednesday, we'll pull a front on in, and that should bring an end to the rain, pushing some drier air in. In fact, by late next week, it may even give us a break in those temperatures, especially at night. We may see some 60s return for morning lows. Still widespread 2 to 4 inch rain amounts not out of the question as we go over the next several days. And again, our main issue will be not a severe threat, more so than it will be just for some localized areas with heavy downpours that could result in some very small spots seeing some flash flooding. Again, high rain chances through the weekend and early next week.
Okay, downtown at sundown, folks, kind of nervous about that.
Yeah, it's just going to be in the afternoon. Kind of watch the radar. Of course, if you got the weather app, it shows you out there. But a couple of those storms may hang around. It's just a matter of where do they develop? Do they develop over downtown? Right. Do they develop in Iowa or Sulphur? And that's the question there. We'll have to watch.
And bottom line, rain or shine, they're still going to hold it. They'll just move it to the Civic Center.
All right, the show will go on.
Coming up in our next half hour, get an update on what's going on here in local fishing ponds and lakes. Our outdoor expert, Hal McMillan, will be here.
And up next, the LSU baseball team will play its first game in the NCAA tournament today. 5:48, you're watching 7 News Sunrise on KPLC.
At Southern Mobile Home and RV Supply, we have all your odd-sized manufactured housing parts and all your RV camping supplies. For more information, log in to KPLCconnections.com.
Get connected to the right business right now with KPLCconnections.com.
Puppies, 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 puppy! Puppy, 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 puppy! I want to pet all the puppies! So many puppies!
The Puppy Cam, sponsored by Gilbride Animal Hospital. Watch it on KPLCTV.com or KPLC's Facebook page.
Puppy.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's start of a new way. It's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
First Alert meteorologist Ben Terry here, and I'm looking for an assistant. If you'd like to be a junior weather reporter and do the weather with me on 7 News Sunrise, here's what you need to do. If you're in the 1st through 7th grade, have your parents log on to our Facebook page and look for the Weather with Ben tab. Just fill out the form, and you can be chosen as the week's junior weather reporter. You can also find the form on KPLCTV.com. Just look for our contest page for details.
Sponsored by CSE Federal Credit Union. When severe weather strikes,
Starting off with a couple of strong storms that moved on shore.
Information is the most important thing you need.
It looks like it's going down, but it's starting to pick up again.
KPLC has the team and the technology to keep you ahead of the storm. Our advanced radar tracks the storm, so you know exactly when it will hit your neighborhood.
I've never seen it this high, and I've been here my whole life.
The 7 Storm Team First Alert weather coverage. One more way 7 News is at your service. To capture something amazing, you have to be at the right place at the right time. With the 7 Storm Team Skycam Network, we see everything, showing you the best and worst of Mother Nature. And traffic like you've never seen it before. So many views from so many places. You can see Southwest Louisiana never stops. On air, online, all from above. The 7 Storm Team Skycam Network is sponsored by Billy Navarre Chevrolet Cadillac Honda Hyundai. Where local sports come first. 7 Sports with Brady Raynard.
Good morning. Thanks for watching KPLC 7 Sports. We start in Oklahoma as LSU made its 3rd straight trip to the College World Series. The underdog season continuing. Oklahoma City, the site of the Women's College World Series. LSU opened against UCLA yesterday. Bruins have shut out the Tigers each of the past 2 times that they've met in OKC, but not yesterday. Savannah Jackwes, RBI double, brings the leadoff hitter Emily Griggs home, and the Tigers would take a 1-0 lead in the 1st inning. Bottom of the 2nd now we go. Bruins pitcher Rachel Garcia trying to get home on a deep single. Throw out by Constance Quinn, though. Jackwes on the tag, and she's out of there. LSU gets out of the inning there. Top 5 now tied at 1. Amber Charette singles. Quinn would slide home, but it's ended up ruling a interference by the catcher. The Tigers would take the 2-1 lead thanks to that call. Les Miles was watching on too as the Lady Tigers looked for the final out, and they'd get it. LSU wins 2-1. Top seeded Florida now awaits in the winner's bracket later today at 6. Meanwhile, in Baton Rouge, regional practices are underway in preparation of today's regional. LSU and Texas Southern start play at 2:30. Chris Hagan has more on the Tigers at the box.
Kramer Robertson, Greg Dykeman, and Cole Freeman are just a few of several key veteran Tigers that have seen the ups and downs of the NCAA tournament. And with so much experience returning to this year's LSU team, also comes a lot more composure in big game situations.
We've played for 3 championships already, and they honestly might have been our 3 best games of the year. I think we're understanding what it takes mentally before the game, and how big each and every run is and how big each and every play is during the game, and we're clicking right now.
We've handled the exposure and the big crowds, the big games. I think the experience of going over and playing in Houston early in the year helped that as well, and I think our team now clearly knows how to handle the big game, and I'm ultra confident in our entire squad.
And in fact, one of the most experienced Tigers will get the start on the mound on Friday. Jared Poche chases win number 38, which would tie him for the most all-time in school history.
On to the high school ranks now. The LHSAA announced their selections for the winning bids of championship hosts yesterday in Southwest Louisiana. Will retain baseball in Sulphur and boys hoops in Lake Charles. In fact, the only changes to where the title games have been played for the last 2 years, that comes in powerlifting and girls basketball. Both moved to Alexandria, and soccer moves from New Orleans to Lafayette. But a note, softball will go up for a bid next year, so it stays in Sulphur for another season. Rounding out now with our KPLC 7 Sports Person of the Week, we'll go to Cajun Country and catch up with a former local high school star. Over the past 3 seasons, Barb alum Gunnar Leger has certainly made his mark at UL Lafayette.
It's an honor just to play there and pitch every Friday with 6,000 fans.
Serving as the ace of the Cajun staff, Leger has totaled nearly 300 innings and has struck out 252 batters, all while keeping a cool 2.45 ERA. It's that type of dominance that has allowed him to be a Golden Spike semifinalist, which is the Heisman Trophy of college baseball.
It's humbling, especially all the players on that list, to be able to make that cut with the Rookers and the Dykmans and the McKays and all those guys is pretty cool.
Despite Leger's success, UL Lafayette as a team didn't quite live up to expectations. 35 wins had the Cajuns in the hunt, but the team missed out on regional play for the first time in 5 years.
It just so happened this is a hiccup. I think next year will be way better.
If there even is a next year in a Cajuns uniform for Leger, the Lake Charles native is eligible to be drafted, and likely Leger will be selected rather high.
It's been a goal of mine since I was young, since 10, 11, 12 years old, to be a professional baseball player. And I try and enjoy the ride. It is somewhat nerve-wracking.
But as a junior, that doesn't mean he's leaving just yet.
If it's right and it's a good situation, we're going to go. But if it's not, then coming back again, there's nothing better than Friday night at the Teague.
Guiding Leger every step of the way is his father, Tim, who was a fourth-round draft pick by the Pirates back in 1992.
It's awesome to have his insight, and through my whole career, really, not just even this, just the stuff he's been through and dealing with failure and different things like that has helped me tremendously.
Whether or not his pro journey begins this year, Leger is confident he'll help whenever his number is called.
Pitching's pitching. Hand me the ball, and it's all the same once you get on the mound.
That'll do it for sports this morning. I'm Brady Reynolds.
Let's go ahead and get to your Sunrise Trivia question now. On a Friday morning, we're asking, what is the tallest building in New York?
To play, call us now at 437-7620. The seventh caller with the correct answer wins a Sunrise coffee mug and a signature crafted extra value meal from McDonald's.
All right, let's take a look at the forecast today. We've got our Futurecast showing a quiet start this morning. We'll have those temperatures into the 70s right now. And as we go through the morning hours, warming back up into the 80s. But look how the widely scattered showers begin to pop up today. That's why we're saying if you got afternoon activities, even toward the early evening, can't guarantee that you won't have a little bit of rain to contend with. But we should see the majority of that coming to an end there toward sunset with a much quieter evening ahead. Here's your Futurecast overnight tonight. Quieter tonight. Shower chances increasing back on our Saturday. In fact, we will go with a little higher coverage tomorrow storms, and the storms that pop up on Saturday are going to be slow movers and could likely result in some localized areas seeing some heavy downpours. Looking at traffic this morning from our Skycam views from across southwest Louisiana. Westlake seeing right now traffic moving along. A little bit of light fog there from DeRidder. We're also seeing some fog up into Beauregard Parish as well this morning. Your forecast calling for those temperatures to hold there in the low 70s. Coming up, we've got more 7 News Sunrise. After the break, it's 5:57 on this finally Friday morning.